Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brian with Simpleman's Comics in collaboration with Comic Book Speculation and Investing. In this video, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about my picks for comics coming out this Wednesday, May 17th, 2017. Got some great comics coming out. Not a whole bunch, but there's enough worth mentioning, so let's go and get this started. Kicking us off this week, we have American God's Shadows number 3. This is based on Neil Gaiman's novel, which is also based on the TV show that's on Starz right now. If you guys aren't watching that show on Starz, you're missing out. It's a fantastic show. Either way, after a bizarre encounter with his dead wife, Shadow Moon's eager to flee Eagle Point and put the past behind him. In Chicago, he's introduced to an eccentric family who seem to be a key part of Mr. Wednesday's mysterious plans. There's a regular cover for this. There's also a one-for-one David Mack cover. Next, we have Batman number 23, the star of a new story, The Brave and the Mold. In this issue, Swamp Thing comes to Gotham City and has new art and cover by Mitch Gerads. There's a regular cover for this, and there's also a one-for-one variant by Tim Sale. Batwoman number 3. This is part 3 to the Many Arms of Death story arc. There's 2 covers for this one. There's a regular Steve Epting cover, and there's a J.G. Jones one-for-one variant. Normally, I love both covers, but for this issue, I'm actually gravitating towards this regular Steve Epting cover for this. Flash number 22. This is going to be part 4 to the Button story arc. This has been really fun reading between Flash and Batman back-to-back issues. Either way, this is going to ship with 3 different covers. There's a Jason Fabok 3D lenticular cover. There's also a Jason Fabok non-lenticular cover. And then there's a variant Howard Porter cover for this as well. Next, we have Harley Quinn number 20. This is going to be part 1 to Future Kill, where it's got Batfan, and she thinks she's got to kill Harley Quinn to save existence itself. There's also a backup story in here called Harley Loves Joker part 4. Harley mistakes have forced her to hide out with the Joker in a low-rent motel. Fortunately, they've had to bring their entire goon squad and a pack of very poorly behaved hyenas along. There's a regular cover for this, but what's been hot lately and what I really like on this one is the Frank Cho one-for-one variant. Injustice 2 number 2. New Suicide Squad has been assembled for a mission, but it doesn't turn out to be the one they originally expected. Who's the mystery villain pulling their strings? Plus, has Batman really gone over the edge? So this issue's coming out the day after Injustice 2 video games are going to come out. So a lot of people, I expect there's going to be a crossover appeal. People playing the game might want to pick this comic up and read it as well. Either way, Injustice is always a fantastic read. It's always got great writing. So I'm going to keep picking this up. Nightwing number 21. This is a new story where Nightwing and the Flash Wally West team up against a new villain called Time Bomb. It's got a new writer. It's by Michael McMillan and art by Christian Deuce. There's also a new cover by Brad Walker. And there's also a one-for-one variant for this by Casey Jones. Super Sons number 4. This is going to be part 4 to the When I Grow Up story arc. As our young heroes struggle to break free of the deadly Kid Amaze's control, they discover the truth behind this young villain's power. But with an enemy at his command and his sights set on total domination, the boys will need to put up the fight of their young lives to stop him. Is the key stopping him, not beating him, but helping him? There's a regular cover of this by Jorge Jimenez. There's also a one-for-one variant by Dustin Gwynn. Superman number 23. This is going to be part 2 of the Black Dawn story arc. Mysterious force behind Superman's defeat reveals itself, and also Superboy wonders what's so great about truth, justice, and the American way, and is John going to turn against his father? There's a regular cover for this by Ryan Sook, and there's a one-for-one variant by Jorge Jimenez. I myself love the regular cover for this issue. That's the one I'm going to be picking up. Teen Titans number 8. This is going to be part 2 to the Lazarus Contract. Teen Titans collide with the Titans after both groups are targeted by the world's deadliest assassin, Deathstroke. But when Robin interrogates Nightwing about his history with Deathstroke, dark secrets are revealed and alliances are broken. There's a regular cover for this. There's also a one-for-one variant for this by Phil Jimenez. Here we have Yokai Watch number 1 from IDW. Now hear me out. I'm not putting this up here for any type of speculation point of view. I'm putting this up purely for reading, especially if you have kids. I don't know if you like kids like Pokemon or stuff like that. My kid is addicted to Yokai Watch on Netflix. He watches it all the freaking time. So I'm only putting this up there. I'm going to pick this up for my son because I'm sure he'll love to read it. But either way, that's why it's on this video. God Country number 5. A new storm rumbles on the horizon. Those left standing in its wake will long remember the day of God of War came to West Texas. Time for talking is done. The battle for Valifax begins here. This issue is going to ship with 4 different covers. There's a regular Jeff Shaw cover. There's a cover B variant by Gerardo Savino. There's also another cover C, which is Spawn Month cover by Gerardo Savino. And there's a cover D, which is the Spawn cover again, but it's black and white. Also be aware that the second printing for God Country number 4 will be releasing this week as well. Deadpool vs. Punisher number 3. Now, if you're a fan of Deadpool or a fan of Punisher, you should be reading this comic because it's absolutely a fantastic read. It's written by Fred Van Lente, arts by Pierre Perez. There's a regular Declan Shalvey cover for this, and there's also a 1-for-1 variant by Pierre Perez as well. Generation X number 1. This comic's based on Xavier Institute for Mutant Education and Outreach is opening doors and fostering a new generation of heroes and diplomats. But this time, it's not the normal mutants that want to fight each other and stuff. It's the mutants that want to hug trees and love each other. And who's better to mentor these people than the perpetual sidekick, Jubilee? Jubilee and Generation, will they survive this experience though? We're going to have to wait and see. This comic is going to ship with 7 different covers, guys. There's a regular Terry Dodson cover. There's a hip-hop cover. There's a John Tyler Christopher action figure cover. There's an incentive Leonard Kirk corner box variant. There's another incentive Resurrection variant. There's an incentive Raza variant. And there's also a remastered variant covered by Brian Hitch. Luke Cage number 1. This comic's titled Caged Vengeance. Dr. Noah Burstein is dead. He's the man that created Luke Cage. Luke Cage goes down to New Orleans to attend the funeral. And while he's down there, he finds that the Big Easy's pretty messed up. There's billionaires and a woman with a secret, amped up gangs, and a shadowy figure all lead Luke Cage to the conclusion that there's more to his father figure's death than meets the eye. He's looking for answers, and it's a bad day for anyone in his way. This comic's going to ship with 5 different covers. There's a regular Raza cover. There's a Tim Bradstreet variant. There's an incentive Neil Adams variant, and there's an incentive Leroy Davis variant. There's also an incentive Mike Deodato Jr. variant for this. Royals number 3. This issue, Black Bolt's secrets revealed. They journey back through time to discover hidden histories of the House of Boltagon and forward to the future to solve the mystery of the last Inhuman. There's a regular cover for this by John Boy Myers. There's also an incentive variant for this by Ed McGuinness. Secret Empire number 2. In this issue, Doctor Strange and the Defenders take down the minions of Baron Mordo, and with the appearance of a new hero, will it provide Iron Man with the key to Captain America's startling change. This comic's going to ship with 5 different covers. There's a regular Mark Brooks cover. There's an Andrea Sorrentino Hydra hero cover. There's a John Tyler Christopher action figure variant. There's a Dan Mora villain variant. And there's also an incentive J. Scott Campbell variant for this. X-Men Gold number 4. This is the climatic showdown between X-Men and the new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Who will be left standing after the world's mightiest mutants throw down? And when the dust settles, not everything's going to be as it seems. There's a regular cover for this, and then there's an incentive variant by David Marquez. Animosity number 7. As Jesse and Sandor embark on the American road trip, their faith in life, death, and each other is tested at last. I like this comic. It's been a fun read. We're on issue number 7 now. It's got a pretty low print run, so either way, I'm going to pick this up. World Reader number 2. This is from Aftershock Comics. First issue was a sellout. It was really popular. It's a pretty good read. If you're a fan of movies like The Arrival or Interstellar, then you'll like this comic and you should pick it up. Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers number 1. When the World Warriors meet the Night Warriors, they'll raise hell. These time-tested combatants have met many times in the arcades, but nothing can prepare you for their first action-packed, fan service-fueled comic crossover. Villains will unite, friends will become foes, and the worlds of Street Fighter and Darkstalkers will be changed forever. One thing to note on this is this comic is also going to include 2 exclusive foil cards for the Universal Fighting System collectible card game. If you play that game, freaking nerds. Just kidding. We're all nerds here because we all love comics. Either way, this comic's going to ship with 5 different covers. There's a regular wraparound cover. There's a Rob Porter variant. There's a blank variant. There's also an incentive movie poster variant. But best of all, there's an incentive art germ variant for this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you can get the art germ and get it cheap, pick it up because it's sold out online at a lot of places already. So there you have my picks for comics coming out this Wednesday, May 17th, 2017. As I always say, if you feel like there's titles I might have left out, please comment. Let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know what books you guys are going to be picking up. And while I'm at it, I'd like to give a couple shout outs for people that have left comments. Falcor Comics, The Comic Book Villain, Monkey Burn 64, Risers Comics, Blubba Stud, and Luke Noob. Plenty of others have been commenting as well. I appreciate all the comments, appreciate all the love. If you guys like these videos, click that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be putting them out every week. This has been Brian from Simple Man's Comics in collaboration with Comic Book Speculation Investing, and I'll see you guys next week.